Good afternoon. It's Christmas time. Christmas. How you doing? Just a little bit over a week ago, we had gone over the stimulus package, the latest stimulus package. It had not been voted on yet, and we were for $2,000 checks for everybody prior to Trump, prior to the Congress, and with the Congress coming out basically saying that they were going to provide only $600 per check. Since then, it sounds like Trump actually listened to Jimmy Dore, a progressive talk show host on YouTube, who is one of just a few people in this country who are talking truth to power. Jimmy Dore came out with $2,000 a check and was actually asked to talk on Fox News, of all places, and he did. And he was right. As I pointed out last week, $200 check, $2,000 checks to 150 million people still only adds up to $300 billion. The stimulus package that is now sitting on the desk of Trump, and as of this moment, at about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, Christmas Day, we still don't know whether he's going to veto it or not. I think he should. It's one of the very few times I would have ever agreed with him. It's irrelevant how he feels about anything. The right thing to do is to provide $2,000 checks to each individual to help people get through economically during the next many months. Not only 2,000 on this check, but 2,000 for January and also February. Or let's say they agree to it now and it's 2,000 for January, 2,000 for February, 2,000 for March. However you cut it, there should be 3 checks in a row, 3 months in a row of $2,000 a check each. And all of that money combined would only equal $900 billion. That's the same amount of money of this one particular package that Congress is about to vote on. 900 billion is the total. Again, just like we did a week ago, we're going to do this very simply so that everybody can understand. Right now, the total stimulus package is 900 billion. What the Congress is voting on, $600, is only a very small percentage of that $900 billion. $600 times 150 million checks is less than 10% of the stimulus package. The stimulus package is basically going out to corporations all over this country, large corporations, and none of it is going towards the cities or states. So almost all of it is not going to relief for people. It's not going to relief for Republicans or Democrats or independents or anybody else. It's going towards the relief of huge corporations. That's where it's going. That's why $600 checks is an insult to the American public. And with millions of people who have already lost their homes, already lost their jobs, people waiting on lines for food, it's a slap in the it's worse than a slap in the face. You're guaranteeing people live in the streets, live under bridges, live like dogs and rats. That's what you're guaranteeing. And the vote, I just found out, the vote on this most recent COVID stimulus package in Congress, every Democrat voted for it except for two, which is incredibly disgusting. And that is Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, who I thought should have been the vice presidential candidate, and Rashid up in Michigan, the only progressive to vote against it. The only other Democrat to vote against it. It's only two Democrats voted against it, which means my Congresswoman, Catherine Clark, voted for it. And I think she should resign. I think every single Democrat should resign. They're not qualified. They simply are not qualified to represent human beings. They did not negotiate, they did not fight hard enough to provide at least the $1,200 a check that people got way back in March, April. We've gone all these many months with people, increasing amounts of people unemployed, increasing amounts of people who can't feed their families. You got lines of people who are homeless and without food in every town, every city in this country. It is the first time since the Great Depression. We are way past that now, as I've been saying now over the last week or so. We're way past the Great Depression. Forget about the Great Depression. We're in it. We are in a Great Depression. It has nothing to do with whether Trump is right or wrong at all. It's what is right to do for the American people. And policy. To provide a dime to any corporations at this point is insane. All the money, the stimulus money, if that's a stimulus package, means that the money will stimulate the economy. And the only way to do that is to provide it to the people who are going to spend it and put it back into the economy at the bottom to work its way up. Instead of giving it to the corporations where they're not going to, where the money is not going to trickle down, it's going to go into their stock portfolios, and which is one of the reasons why the stock exchange is at 30,000 instead of 3,000, where it belongs, where it should be right now. So, again, let's make this easy. Okay, we're going to, again, I've been a banker for 40 years, and so we're going to make this real simple. $2,000 times 150 million checks, okay? That is $300 billion. That's all it is. That's what the stimulus package should be. The stimulus package should be $300 billion going directly to people, and the other $600 billion should be going to the states and the cities. Should be going to the states where it will go trickle down to the cities. That's what a stimulus package would be, which would save millions of jobs. It would save the budgets of all the towns and cities in this country. And that's what a package should look like. That's what the next three packages should look like. But that's what this package should look like. And only Tulsi Gabbard and Talisa Rashid get it. That's it. Those two. They're the only Democrats who voted against this stinking, stupid, insulting, depression making stimulus bill. Again, let's take a look at what the Democrats did vote for. $600 a check, 150 million people, 150 million checks. I'm figuring it out right now by hand. And that's only $90 billion. $90 billion. Sounds like a lot? No. So this is what the Democratic and Republican Congress voted for. $90 billion. It's a $900 billion stimulus package. And what the Democrats and Republicans voted for out of the $900 billion was to give you and me only 90 of that $900 billion. One-tenth of the bill is for stimulus, and the rest of it is for corruption. That's what they voted for. On Monday, I will be calling my Congresswoman and asking her to resign. Of course, when you call Congress, which is 202-224-3121, again, look it up on Google. It's easy. Congressional Switchboard. It's actually 24/7, and there's a human being there all the time. I've been calling it for 35 years. Because people are citizens are supposed to be involved. They're not supposed to be silent, especially now. So call your congressman or woman and tell them either resign or vote for a $2,000 check for everybody. Because that $2,000 check to everybody still is only one third the size of this total package now. The package is $900 billion that they approved, which almost all of it is going to corporations. 800 and something billion is going to corporations. If we had checks of 2,000, 300 billion would come to families. And if they still didn't include the states, 600 billion would go to corporations. So even if we got those $2,000 checks, 2/3 of the package still is for corruption. So if Congress can't get their head out of their backsides and vote for $2,000 checks, do you think they really deserve to be representing anybody? If you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, I'm a Democrat. My party is voting against human beings. It is disgusting. It's a criminal what they voted for, what they negotiated. What a bunch of crap. I've been negotiating small business deals for millions of dollars every single day for the past 40 years of my life. And I have never seen anything so inept and disgusting as what they call negotiating. It's disgusting. 202-224-3121. Call your congressman or woman on Monday Demand that they vote for $2,000 checks if you're a Republican or if you're a Democrat. This has nothing to do with party. It has to do with what's right. Thanks.